What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you know, 2017 has come to an end, and this year for me has been such a great year. Managed to achieve so much, go to a lot of events as well. Unfortunately this year though, I lost my great granddad on the 26th of October, so I want to dedicate this video to him because he always told me to follow my dreams, and he was also a main influence of why I support Gillingham and obviously love Gillingham. Always talk to him about the games as well. So I want to dedicate this video to him. So obviously starting off my year on the 6th of January, I was lucky enough to be invited down to London Stadium to watch West Ham United versus Manchester City in their FA Cup fixture. Obviously West Ham got a hiding 5-0, but the fans were passionate and did sing till the final whistle, to be fair to them. And then the next day as well, I was lucky enough to go to QPR to watch their FA Cup fixture against Blackburn, and if I can remember correctly it was a tight game, but I think Blackburn come out on top due to a late minute winner, and obviously that was a great game as well. Fortune's always hiding, I've looked everywhere. Moving on to February, I was lucky enough to go see my favourite band on the 3rd. I saw Busted at the Hammersmith Apollo, which was a sold out show as well for their Night Driver tour. And then a week later, it was my 18th birthday, and honestly it was great. My mum surprised me with tickets to go see gigs on his Landlord tour, and obviously having my close friends and family as well around made it a good. And then towards the end of the night I was dragged out by some of my friends to experience my first night out. And then on the 15th of February I went to Wembley Stadium to do a tour, obviously walking out the tunnel as well, walking onto the pitch, sitting in the dugouts, looking around the changing rooms and behind the scenes in the press conference room. And it's honestly such an amazing stadium, and obviously walking around it you can see why teams feel pressure at playing such a big stadium, obviously, and the home of England. And then later that night, me and my friend James went to see Drake on his Boy Meets World tour, and that was absolutely crazy. My favourite song from that night was Jumpman. It was just crazy, and I loved every second of that concert as well. And then a couple of days later I went with college to see England train at Twickenham Stadium. Obviously it was good to see the rugby team. Obviously you can see how hard they work in every session, and obviously after the session as well I got to meet Joe Launchbury and Ben Youngs. And then moving on to March, obviously on the 1st of March I went to the Royal Albert Hall to see one of my favourite comedians, Russell Howard. It was a hilarious night. Obviously unfortunately I couldn't get no footage, but it was still a cracking night and I really enjoyed every second of that. And then on the 11th of March, I think it was, Gillingham had a game against Scunthorpe. Can't quite remember the scoreline, but however, it was one of the craziest moments I've ever witnessed. Gillingham got 3 penalties in the space of around 9 minutes, I think it was. Josh Wright took all 3 and got his hat-trick as well. It was one of the craziest moments. It was all on the news as well the next day, and the scenes when the 3rd penalty went in was absolutely crazy. And then at the end of March I was at the O2 Arena seeing Ollie Murs, and he was absolutely phenomenal as well, put on a show. He had a bit of banter as well, which lit up the show as well. And obviously some of his new music at the time he performed, and that was one of a great concert as well. Obviously every concert I've been to I've enjoyed, there's not one I've bbeen enjoyed. I looked around, there's a whole lot of sexy, but not like you, you sound so right.
just want you to dance with me. So come on.
And then moving on to the 2nd of April, I saw Ollie White on his Generation Next, the Takeover book tour, and obviously he was a nice guy to talk to, and I got my book signed as well. Here's a couple photos from that. And then on the 21st of April, I went and saw Giggs on his Landlord tour. Obviously my mum surprised me on my 18th birthday with the tickets, and that was honestly a great concert, even though that was also sold out as well at the Hammersmith Apollo. And even though I was right at the top, right at the back somewhere, no matter where, I could see perfectly, and the atmosphere was the same throughout. It was just a crazy atmosphere. Obviously he brought on Lethal Bizzle and Jamie as well. Obviously there's a video and a couple photos from that. And then on the 30th of April, Dappy from N-Dubs was down in a local bar performing, and it was honestly, that was a great experience as well. I was really close to him, like where I was standing, and he performed a couple songs from N-Dubs and obviously a couple of his own songs as well, so that was really good. And then moving on to May. May was a good month for me from football, was neutrals. Most of the games I went to be fair, were at Wembley as well. I went to the SSE Women's FA Cup final between Manchester City and Birmingham ladies, and that was honestly a great match. Man City come out on top, and I really enjoyed that, so obviously hopefully I can go to that again as well. And then on the 21st of May, I went to Non-Leagues Day, which is the FA Vase and the FA Trophy finals. The first one was between Cleethorpes Town and South Shields, and then the second match was between Macclesfield and York City. Where I was sat was in Club Wembley Lounge bit, and I was a couple seats and maybe a row from the Royal Box and where the players lift the trophy, and it was honestly a great experience. Obviously South Shields come out on top in the first match. Obviously when they came to lift the trophy, it was just like crazy scenes. You can just hear the excitement as well, and obviously it was really good, because normally when you're at Wembley and you see a team win, you can't really experience it that much. You see it on the screens obviously with like them lifting the trophy, but you don't get to hear them and obviously witness it from around 5 meters away. So obviously that was a really good experience as well, and I hope to do Non-League Day again because I really enjoyed that. And then the 29th of May, I don't know how I got tickets, but I got tickets in the Huddersfield end when they beat Reading on penalties in the Championship Player Final, and Hull doing quite well in the Premier League this year as well. I think they're definitely underdogs, proving themselves quite well. And obviously the scenes at the end when the final penalty went in was absolutely crazy. I was getting jumped on, and obviously you can tell the fans I was sat with were so passionate, and obviously really enjoyed that as well. And here's the video from the winning penalty. And then moving on to June, on the 2nd I went to see Shawn Mendes on his Illuminate World Tour at the O2 Arena. That was a great experience. I didn't get too much footage from that because my footage got corrupted with the sound. However, I thoroughly enjoyed that concert and it was great. And then on the 11th of June, I witnessed two of my closest friends, Connor and Danny, get married, and I've really enjoyed their wedding as well. That was great. And then on the 28th of June, I was one of the lucky ones to go see Adele at Wembley. Obviously her stage was one of the only ones, or one of the biggest shows which had the stage in the centre circle, so obviously there was more seats and more tickets available. Obviously unfortunately for some fans they didn't get to go, Obviously I went on the first night, the second night she kept losing her voice, and unfortunately for some fans she cancelled the other 2 shows, but honestly I really enjoyed her concert, that was great. And then in July, on the 3rd, I went to see Linkin Park at the O2, and Linkin Park was a band one of my cousins introduced me to, and I really liked their music, and obviously their new album was a bit different to obviously the old music, but however I loved every second of that. And obviously, unfortunately, Linkin Park lost Chester this year due to him committing suicide, which was obviously a great loss as well, because I don't think it would be the same, because he had such a unique voice which you can't obviously recreate. So obviously rest in peace Chester, and obviously Linkin Park will always be a band close to my heart. As well, Stormzy come out as well, that was the first night he come out of their tour, and that was honestly a brilliant concert, I really enjoyed that. And then in August, on the 5th, unfortunately I wasn't at Gillingham versus Doncaster, which we drew 0-0 at the start of the season. I was at Wembley Stadium watching Tottenham Hotspur beat Juventus, and obviously it was a great game, and I think Juventus were quite poor, obviously one of the world's best teams, but obviously nonetheless both teams did play quite well, and obviously that was a great match to be at, had quite a good view as well. And then on the 24th of August I went to see Eminem at Bellahouston Park in Glasgow, and that was a great concert. Obviously it was Glasgow Summer Sessions, I was standing, I was quite close as well. One of the support acts was Russ, and I never heard of him before, to be honest, and obviously once I saw him live, I love his music now. I think he's a great singer, and obviously Eminem as well, his voice is so unique, he sounds exactly the same as he does on TV as well as he does live or on his CD, so it was brilliant.
She feel like the ocean, like to drink and smoke some doors. And I feel like smoking, but she good that call me Cobra. I feel like I'm told. Demonstrating more than ever, demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a meditating, never fading, and another haters of everybody. For the day to take a chance, I'm another way to get them motivated. I'm making music. Give me music.
And then when I travelled down back home on the 26th of August, I went to Wembley Stadium to watch the Ladbrokes Rugby Challenge Cup final between Hull FC and Wigan Warriors, and that was my second experience at a rugby match. It was my first experience of a cup final of a rugby match. Obviously I was located in the Hull end, I didn't know where I was going, and I found out obviously it was Hull's second time winning it, and obviously it was a great atmosphere being amongst the Hull fans, so hopefully I can do that again next year as well, because that was a brilliant atmosphere. Moving into September now, and on the 3rd I travelled up with my friends Matt, Connor and Jake to go watch Bradley Lowry's charity match at Goodison Park. Obviously Liverpool is literally a 5-minute, 10-minute park walk away. There literally is a park that separates them, and so we took a walk around Anfield, and it's quite a massive stadium as well. Matt recreated the Gerrard slip as well, and this is the footage here. It was hilarious, the stairs he got as well straight after. But yeah, we went down to obviously Goodison Park after that, and their stadium is phenomenal. It was very old fashioned, but you had a great view no matter where you sat, and I really enjoyed that. And obviously there was loads of money raised as well for Bradley's charity, which is great. And then on the 4th of September I was at Wembley Stadium for England's World Cup qualifier against Slovakia. Unfortunately, due to issues getting in the stadium, we missed the first goal and we missed the first half hour of the match. However, we got in time because we watched both of England's goals, and obviously England come out with the win. So obviously I enjoyed that. That was my second ever England match as well. Now the 17th of September was a great day for me. I went to Camden Market to see Busted's pop-up shop, and whilst I was there I purchased a ticket to go to their meet and greet, which we was given merch as well, and obviously getting to speak to Charlie, Matt and James was honestly great. Matt had so much banter as well, and obviously I got to meet them, have a chat with them, and obviously here's a few photos from the shop and meeting them as well. And then on the 7th of October I went to Wembley Stadium to watch #United versus Town in the Wembley Cup. Obviously I went the year before to watch Weller Wanderers and Spencer FC, and then this year obviously the F2 Freestylers Town against Spencer's #United, and that was a great game as well. If you haven't watched that video, obviously go give it a watch on the channel. Whilst I was there as well I got to meet True Geordie, Manny and Hugh Izzy. But overall obviously that was I had a great view as well, and a great seats, so obviously hopefully Wembley Cup 2018, and we'll see who Spencer's facing and see if he can get his 4th win in a row there. On the 13th of October I went to see the Impractical Jokers at the O2 Arena, and as the TV show says, they are just 4 friends, and you can see that the banter between them and stories they have. It was hilarious and it was a great night, honestly. Obviously, here's one of the video clips I got from that night.
Confidently, bat in hand.
That's how you held the bat? Oh boy. Oh Jesus. Oh Christ. Oh boy. If there's a crime guy under my blanket.
And then on the 17th of October, I went to see Busted at the Royal Albert Hall, and I was lucky enough to get my tickets upgraded to standing. I was 8 rows from the back, and I caught one of the guitar picks, which I think was Matt's guitar pick I caught, and that was honestly a crazy night. Obviously Matt was running into the stands as well, performing. It was honestly one of the fun nights I've ever had. Here's some of the footage I got from that. And then the same night I managed to bump into YouTuber Emily Cannon. Got to speak to her. Obviously there was an interval as well, and she come down to speak to me, and honestly it was like, well, luck to be fair, obviously seeing her surrounded by loads of people, and obviously here's the photo. So yeah, that night couldn't have been any more lucky, obviously being moved to closer to the stage, and then obviously meeting a YouTuber I like. On to November, I saw Bugsy Malone at the O2 Forum in Kentish Town. I was one of the first people to enter the arena, and obviously I run and got my merch. I got a t-shirt and then run to the front, and I was centre of the stage, and that was a great night. My favourite song is Memory Lane, and obviously when Tom Grennan come out to perform that, I was going crazy. I really enjoyed that, so that was obviously a great concert. And then on the way home from Bugsy Malone, I got to Stratford International and I bumped into YouTuber Adam Waif, and I think obviously that just topped off that night. It was a great night. Adam Waif was obviously such a lovely guy to speak to. He had time to speak to me as well, and oh, how strange is this? I thought he would obviously talk to me and then obviously take a photo and then go, but I was the one that actually had to leave because my train was in 2 minutes, but I was speaking to him for a good few minutes, and he was off to get Call of Duty that night as well, because that was released that night. And then on the 5th of November, I met Dynamo on his book tour at Blue Water. Obviously there was a list of names of the people that bought tickets, so when you walked in, before you even get to say hello, he'd be like, oh, hello Callum. So obviously that was obviously great as well, and obviously got my book signed and got a photo with him. And then on the 12th of December, I think it was, I remember receiving a text from my mate Oliver saying that my channel's reached over 10,000 views, which was an amazing feeling for me. I was shocked because obviously I've only been doing YouTube for over 5 months and I never thought I'd reach it that quick. And obviously it's thanks to you guys for continuously watching my videos. So yeah, obviously in 2018 I want to continue with my matchday experiences. Obviously maybe I could try going and watch neutral teams and obviously do matchday experiences there. Obviously I'm hoping to do more events and concerts next year as well. so obviously I can do a vlog from them and vlog my whole experience from the concert and the event if I can go to any next year, and also maybe go to more rugby games. Obviously if the Challenge Cup final is at Wembley again, and if I can get tickets, obviously go watch that again, because that is my most viewed video on my channel. So obviously you guys enjoyed that, so obviously I want to do that again because I really enjoyed it as well. And obviously, yeah, hopefully maybe do some more videos like this, mix up my content a little bit. And obviously thank you guys for obviously watching my videos. Like I said at the start, this is dedicated to my great granddad, obviously being such an inspiration, obviously telling me to follow my dreams. And obviously we used to talk about obviously football all the time, and that's what got me hooked into football. And obviously I want to dedicate this to him. And obviously thank you guys for watching my videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and here's to 2018. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.